Hi, my name is Jason Phillips, and I am a Guildhall student at SMU, cohort number 15, and this is tutorial number 5 from the Sounds in UDK. If you remember, we left off in the middle of this sound cue that we've been editing, trying to get a really cool ambient noise in the background of our level. So far, we have the wind set up, but we didn't really complete the thunder accents that we wanted in this ambient noise. We got to the delay, but I didn't really cover it. What the delay does is it's going to, well, make a delay between the time thunder distant stereo 01 and thunder soft 01 plays. And what we're going to do is we're going to set that delay min to 5. So the minimum amount of time that the delay is going to be is 5 seconds, and the min max to 8. And it will randomly choose a number between those two to delay the sounds. So now that we have that, I think we can listen to it. Maybe not. We'll wait to take a listen to it. Oh, there it is. So, see, as you can hear, it waited about 5 seconds to play that sound. But we're going to stop that, and we're going to add another looping node to this string of sounds we have here. Basically, so it's not just going to play through the first sound node and then the second and end. It will just continually loop those guys. So put that right there, and we're just going to select this string and just move it over slightly, because this string is pretty much complete now, and we're going to have to add a mixer so we can combine both the stereo wind and our thunder accents into one cue, essentially. So we're going to detach Alt and click on here on the attenuation node to detach the stereo wind from that, and basically drag in looping to the mixer node and the stereo looping into the mixer node, just like that. So now we have both strings going into the mixer node, and let's just try to get maybe that slightly into place, just so it looks a little bit better. Okay. Just like that. Real quick, the mixer, as you see, has the two node inputs on the side there. If you right click it, you can always add more inputs if you have more sounds that you need to be going into one mixer. But the mixer has two inputs selected, the 0 and the 1, and you can control how loud those sounds are going to each one of those sounds are going to be. And for input 0, which is the thunder accents, which are a louder initial sound file than the wind, we're going to set that to 0.85. And the stereo wind, we're going to put at 1.5. So we kind of want the thunder to sound like it's a little bit further away. So we just want the wind to be a more present noise. And then we'll just take the mixer node and bring it to attenuation, just like that. And that right there is a pretty decent sound cue. If we take a listen, you can hear the wind, and hopefully in a couple of seconds, yeah, there's the thunder that comes in, and we'll stop that because we'll be listening to that in the editor right there. And we don't have to adjust the sound cue because we already did. We changed it to ambient, which is good. And our sound node, the actual icon, is in the map already. Let's close this content browser and find that guy. He's right here. Yeah, he's right there. Let's move him down just a little bit. He's right there. Okay, so we're going to take a look at what this sounds like in game. As you can hear, the sound is pretty good. It's playing with thunder. Sounds like it's in the distance. The wind is howling. The only problem is when we go inside, you can still hear the sound playing as if you were outside. So let's exit this window and we'll deal with that right now. What we need to add to our levels are ambient zones, which are comprised of reverb volumes. Basically, the ambient zones are going to divide up our levels into specific sections where we want the sounds to play. So first thing about a volume is you need to have the builder brush. The size and shape of the volume of like the room you want the volume in before you can make it. Luckily, I have done that already, so I'm going to drag our builder brush into the room with our beatbox in it, right here, and go over to the left hand side of the screen to where it says volumes and right click on the add volume button. And then scroll down to reverb volume and just left click it. Just that simple. If I drag my builder brush down, because we're all done with him, we can see that now there is a yellow box inside our beatbox room. If we click on it and hit F4, we can see that this is our reverb volume, which has a variety of different settings, such as priority, which if you have multiple reverb volumes in one room, you can prioritize them based upon which one you would like to play over another, but we don't, so we're going to ignore that. We have apply reverb, which is checked, which is going to add that reverberation sound when we enter the room. We can change what type of reverberation sound we get with a variety of different sounds. We're going to change medium room because it's pretty much what we have. And that's all we're basically going to mess around with in here. You also have volume and fade time, which affect the reverberation in different ways. But let's move down to the ambient zone settings because that's the important thing. As you can see, we have exterior and interior options. The way we can look at this is the exterior volume controls how a sound sounds outside of the ambient zone while the player is inside of the ambient zone. The lower the number in the volume, the quieter the sound will be outside of the volume. And for the interior volume, it pretty much does the same thing, except it controls how a sound sounds inside the ambient zone while the player is outside of the ambient zone. It'll be a little easier to understand this when we see it in game. But what we want is we don't want the music playing inside of our beatbox room to be playing loud. So we're going to have to lower both the exterior and interior to 0.25, and we'll get to see the result of this when we come back for tutorial number 6. Okay.